this is Robin Brock, and for those of you who don't know me, I am a rock singer, songwriter, and performer. I've been writing songs for a very long time, even have some award-winning songs. Today we're going to talk a little bit about songwriting. So I was going through my files the other day of the songs I've been working on, and I didn't feel like working on any of the current ones that I've been working on. So I thought, oh, let's just go through the pile. So I have a pile of songs and that I've been working on, and so this one kind of stuck out to me. But as I opened it up, it was in no form, and it wasn't. It was just free writing. And so usually what I do with a song beforehand, I do some free writing and word association, whatever. I set my timer for usually 30 minutes, and then I just let the muse take over and I write. And sometimes it goes into a certain form and sometimes it doesn't. And so I just start writing whatever. I don't question it because with songs, that they determine where they want to go. I just did some freeform writing and ended up with probably about 15 pages. So sometimes it goes that way. You know, that's a really cool thing to have that much material to be able to draw from. So, but sometimes when you've got that much material to draw from, it's really difficult to determine if there's even a song in there. So anyway, again, my songwriting processes are always different. Like I say, the song is the thing that determines how it wants to be written, what form, whatever. So so with this song, I usually have a title, and this one, the chorus, wanted to be written first. So I just pulled some lines from these 15 pages that I had, and that's kind of where I started. The song determines what structure it wants, what I want to say, and, well, actually, I don't know if I want to call it it's the song. Musey, my muse. I have a name for her. We have a love-hate relationship. Right now we're getting along very well. That's a whole other video. Anyways, my process sometimes goes like this. I get an idea. So then I set a timer for 30 minutes and do some free writing. It may be a title, it may be a phrase, maybe a word that I really like. It just all depends. So I'll just write for 30 minutes. Sometimes it takes form. Sometimes it's just free writing. So it's just letting that stream of consciousness go and not editing myself or anything like that. So that's what I did with this song. And it's been sitting here for quite a while. It hasn't really inspired me or anything like that to do anything much with it. So I needed to do something, so because I got it right. So once the free writing's done, and if I've got enough interesting information, if something kind of looks like it's coming to fruition to be a song, I put it in a file folder. Like this one. Yes, they are in old school in file folders. That works for me, and that's just the way it goes. If it's got a title, I name it. Even if it's a working title, I name it. So then I just shove everything all in the folder, and maybe I'll work on it soon, maybe I won't. As is the case with this song, I haven't touched it for a long time. I keep going through it. And the issue with this song is I have got probably 15 pages of free writing. So I need to make some sense of it. So what I usually do, I go through each page. I take out the lines that stick out to me, that I think are interesting, that may move the song forward, and I highlight them. I take a highlighter or I underline them, and even after I did that, there was way too much information, because I mean, a song's only so long, right? So what I go do from there usually, I don't do it that often, but if I'm stuck, this is what I do. It's called the cut-up process, and David Bowie was known for doing it, as well as a few other people like Bob Dylan and Iggy Pop. And what you do is you take I take these lines and I put it in a Word doc, and then I cut them up, put them on the floor, or you can, whatever, put them on the floor or a table. I like to put them on the floor, and grab a cup of coffee and go hang out with it. And I cut each line up, and you know, why don't I just show you? So next time you see me, that's what I'm going to be doing. Here I am on the floor. It turned out to be just a little over page and a half. Got my scissors, got my Kiss socks on for a little bit of inspiration. Got my coffee cup. Cheers. So anyway, I don't do it all the time, because most of the time when I'm writing, I kind of know where things are going, and I kind of write in that order. But you know, and this just kind of mixes it up, and it makes it a little bit more fun. So, you know, sitting on the floor and hanging out and kind of feeling like a little kid. And so what I do, now that I've got all the lines that I wanted, I just kind of, actually, let's just get rid of some of this white blank space. I just take some of that, and I start cutting. And you know, sometimes when you're cutting, it's like kind of get into this Zen mode. You know, maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit of destructive as you're cutting things. But yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit different, a little bit more. Maybe it is more a little bit more meditative, I guess. This song is called. Well, working title is Rock and Roll Revolution. I was going through some of the songs that I've been writing, and I mean, most of my songs are pretty heavy and dark, and so it's like, you know, I just want to write a fun song. And so I'm taking a little bit of inspiration from Kiss. You know, I mean, when you got titles like Love Gun and you know, Calling Dr. Love, you know, are they really going to be that deep? No, and that's what I love about them. Anyways, as I'm just noticing there's an F-bomb on here. Whatever. May or may not end up in the song. I don't care. It's part of the creative process. My mother will crap her pants. Whatever. It's all in the name of rock and roll, right? Pissing people off. My voice is a little bit wonky because last couple of months I got hit really, really hard with pneumonia, and after I got back from holidays, and so now I'm in vocal recovery. And it's slow. I'm impatient. I can't sing full voice yet. So any of the videos that I'm going to be doing with singing I won't be able to do for a while until things get better. It's slow, but I'm making progress every day, so that's all that counts. It's a really scary thing when a songwriter, or I mean a singer, loses their voice, and I lost my voice for, you know, basically, I don't know, 2 weeks or whatever, and then, you know, and you can't whisper because that's worse on your vocal cords than are just as bad as yelling, and coughing is extremely terrible. It's like, you know, your vocal cords being slammed together constantly, and when you're that, I was pretty sick, and so never been so sick in my life actually. But anyways, so this is what it looks like. when it's done. And if the cat doesn't come along and start messing with shit, oh damn it, I I had it. I had my chorus in one chunk, and because I was too busy yapping, I cut it up. So, anyways, that's just kind of how it goes sometimes, and maybe it'll turn out better. I don't know. Anyways, let me just get rid of some of this. So what I do from here is let's just quit rambling, and I just kind of lay things out and kind of look at them. Sometimes I have an idea of where I want things to go. Sometimes I can just look at a line and go, hey, that's a great start of a verse, or that's as I'm looking at it, it's like, oh no, that might be this is gonna be a verse chorus song, so it's I can kind of tell where things are going. I can't speak for everybody that uses this process, but I know David Bowie, because he was essentially a poet, him and Bob Dylan, of course. But David Bowie would he would just lay it out, and then that's how he would write the song. And actually, if you Google David Bowie songwriting process, there's actually a video. I think it was from 1975 or something like that, about it, him talking about the process, and it's actually really cool. And the first time I actually did this was on my song "Just a Fantasy," off my first album, and it was just one of those things because I just had way too much information and I needed to make sense of it somehow, and so I didn't realize that I was doing anything that other songwriters do. I was just doing whatever. That's just kind of I was just playing. And oh, there's a spelling mistake. Damn it. Oh, messing up my zen. Anything about it. So this song, Rock and Roll Revolution, is most of my songs, even though they are dark, they have not a lesson. They have they're encouraging, and they're about redemption, and well, especially these songs. Rock and roll is about an attitude. It's about not caring what other people think about you. Doing what you love. I think that's what rock and roll is all about. Letting music flow through you and just not giving a shit. So let's have a rock and roll revolution where we just think what we want, don't get sucked into everything, and be ourselves and not apologize for that. Here's some of the lines. We're all equals here. I will not depend on others' opinions of me. Let's start a revolution. We're going to be ourselves. We're here for one reason, and so even as I'm going through this, it's kind of even it's kind of falling together, and so yeah, it's about being who you are and not being afraid of that, as long as you're not hurting anyone else. Let's start a rock and roll revolution, people. I will not apologize for who I am. Yeah, so here it is. I'm gonna be working on this the next little while, and after I came up with this one, there's 2 more songs that I have started working on that need to be treated. Need to go through this process. So, anyways, thanks a lot for tuning in, and cheers. And I know my coffee's cold. That's okay. I'll drink it anyways. Don't run with scissors. That's my tip for the day. Hold them like this so you stab yourself in the hand if you choose to run. So, there you go. That is the cut-up process as done by Robin Brock, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you a little bit of insight as to some of my processes. I can't tell you right at this point whether or not it's going to go on an album or not. It may or may not. I don't know at this point, but I just keep writing. And like I say, the song dictates. I'm not in control here. I am not the master. I'm usually the slave. If you've heard my song Master and Slave, that explains it. Anyways, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
I stare at the blank screen. I wait, but you won't come to me. I sleep, and you appear in my dreams so bold, revealing yourself like a
The song determines what structure it wants, what I want to say, and well, actually, I don't know if I want to call it it's the song. Musy, my muse. I have a name for her. We have a love-hate relationship. Right now, we're getting along very well. That's a whole other video. Anyways,